We're ready for our next guest. He is a stand-up comedian. He is also a, I think, fairly well-known podcaster. He runs the podcast Writing on the Floor. So let's hear it for Zach Simon.
Hi. So, I'm a stand-up comedian. All it takes to have a hit show on A&E these days is to take a random noun and add the word wars to the end of it. You know what I'm talking about. Storage wars, shipping wars, trucking wars. So look for my new show this fall. It's called Gulf Wars. It's a sister show to my Food Channel program called Dessert Storm. Glad I wrote the second part to that joke. Thank you very much. I'm Zach Simon.
Tell me why podcasting is important.
I don't know that it is.
Next question.
Your move, Mark. No, I don't know. I think I do think that podcasting is a cool medium, just because anybody anywhere can say anything, and ideally, if the democracy of the internet works right, like the cool stuff rises to the top, like the cream rises, and so you have people that are doing interesting things getting noticed. So you have guys like Chris Hardwick. I don't know, anybody here that's in the Nerdist podcast? Yeah, he was an actor who'd been kind of like a B-C-list celebrity almost in Hollywood for years, and just found podcasting, and he either knew everybody in Hollywood or knew someone who knew everyone. And so he has the ability to get any A-list actor on and just have a conversation with them. And so it's sort of like opened up the world of, people like, heroes like mine, like Patton Oswalt, are now accessible because other people that know them have podcasts and have sat down with them for an hour or two, or in some cases 3, and just talked with them. Mm-hmm. And it's even launching careers like Pete Holmes. Anybody know Pete Holmes?
Yeah. Yeah, he just started a new talk show.
Yeah, on TBS.
Right.
He's following Conan now. And that was all because he had a podcast and came out of comedy and stuff.
That's interesting. It's funny. I tend to be. I'm very much interested in technology, and I'm always paying attention to what the new hot thing is. But I'm often a little bit grumpy about it. And when I first heard about podcasting, my feeling was, that is stupid.
Right.
Nobody has anything that anyone else wants to hear.
Right.
But obviously, you've done a whole lot of podcasts, and you've had some pretty incredible content.
I've enjoyed it. I don't know that anybody else has. But yeah, it basically, I see a couple podcasters here in the audience that I know, and it always comes from like a place of passion, a place of love. So like, I love talking to people, and I thought, well, there are all these cool people that I know, like musicians and comedians and sketch people, and like the people who started this theater, 2 of them have been on the show, and it's people who are interesting that I find interesting, that I want to talk to, and it's like, well, I'm a curious mind, I have 1,000 questions for these people, maybe the world wants to hear this too, and so you just put it online, and hopefully, people who are interested find it.
And do you get much feedback?
You get some feedback. I don't know, it's a lot of kind of quiet, just Facebook likes, and shares, and like little things where you're like, I think that's good, I don't really know, but yeah.
I have a friend who was one of the first people I ever knew who had a blog many years ago, and he had some interesting followers around the world, and one was a grandmother from Korea who knit him a scarf and sent it to him.
A Korean scarf?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was cool, he loved it.
That's amazing.
So have you had any sort of wide-reaching connections that you didn't expect?
No. Just because it's very much like, it's based on the people that I am in connection with, who I think, Pittsburgh's really sort of becoming like a nationally recognized city for the arts and for some of the cool stuff that's going on here, and that's sort of what I wanted to celebrate. And when I started the show, it was that was on the upswing. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of people from Pittsburgh, it's a lot of local connections, but there are weird things you'll find, like in my Facebook stats, I have 2 fans in Bangladesh. they've never contacted me, but like the stats are like, yeah, you have 2 people in Bangladesh that always listen. It's like, what do they care about Pittsburgh? I don't know. Maybe they made the duck and just here or something, but I don't really know.
And so specifically with your podcast, in general, how's it going?
It's going well. We're on hiatus. I try to tell people, I try to spin things. I'm in advertising, so that's what I do for a living. I spin shit. But yeah.
Yeah, we kind of mean something different.
A little
for us.
different. It's not
Yeah.
Or plates. Are those plates?
I think, yeah. I was thinking briefcases. I don't know why.
It's
I would watch that.
Yeah. Yeah, you got your ad papers.
I watch the shit out of that. Yeah, but no, I kind of just say that like I release the show on the SNL model where we do like a whole bunch right together and then we take a break. It's really because work is hard and it's a free podcast that I pay to produce. Like it costs me money to make it. As any podcaster here who's not professional would know, or anybody who has a friend that does it, it's very much a labor of love and it's something you like pour your time and your money and your energy into. And so you have to take breaks. So yeah, I think the last one we did was in September, October. We got a bunch scheduled to come up. I try to have people on that I care about what they're doing. They don't have to be a big name, but somebody that's interesting to me. And sometimes it's hard because the interesting people are busy. Like I don't know if you guys know any interesting people, but you probably don't hang out with them a lot because they're out doing interesting things instead of playing PS3 for 12 hours.
Or possibly they're not answering their phone because they're busy on the PS3.
Exactly. I guess that's another possibility. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so it's really a show that tries to celebrate arts and entertainment and culture in the city and the people that I think are doing cool stuff.
That's cool. And so do you have a goal with the podcast? Do you want it to get it anywhere or do anything with it in particular, surrounding the interesting people that you have?
I mean, like, it really is, it's a labor of love. And so, again, it's just something like, I want to keep getting cool guests. I want, like, Mark and Jonathan have both been on the show. And I don't know if you know, if you've ever listened to these guys talk for an hour, it's amazing. Jonathan talked about, like, why he puts himself... Are you going to do that trick?
Yeah, don't spoil it.
Don't want to spoil that. Mark talked about why he does the stuff he does.
I'm so interested.
Yeah, but Mark and I got onto a really cool conversation about Variety and how it came out of vaudeville and how it died a horrible death in the 80s that it needed to die. And how it's like coming back with digital media, like YouTube and online stuff. And
this show.
This show right here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so, but I find myself talking to these people who are really good at what they do and they're really passionate and they have amazing insights that I would never have thought of on my own. And so I love it. So that's really what I hope to do with it, is to continue that and to continue celebrating this amazing city and the awesome people that are here.
Well, that's great, and we love it that you do it. You do a great job. You have fascinating people on, present company included.
Right.
And thanks so much for doing it, ladies and gentlemen. Zach Simons.